A call for accountability as Israel faces growing pressure over its conduct in Gaza and the growing number of civilian deaths.
I call for a vote on this.
It's the first time the UN's top human rights body has taken a position on the war.
Over the past 6 months, the occupying power has written a horrific new chapter in the 75-year-old tragedy of the Palestinian people. The draft resolution has been updated with the aim of responding to the egregious human rights violations facing us in occupied Palestine, especially the Gaza Strip.
The United Nations Human Rights Council resolution calls for Israel to be held accountable for possible war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. It's also demanding a halt to all arms sales to Israel. 28 countries voted in favour, 13 abstained, and 6 voted against. A result condemned by Israel's UN ambassador, who accused the UN of anti-Israeli bias.
This council has long abandoned reason, and it has long abandoned the human rights of Israelis and Jews. And today's vote was a very dark day in the history of this council and also at the United Nations.
Western countries remain divided, but despite voting against the resolution, the US's growing unease at Israel's conduct was voiced by its ambassador.
The United States has repeatedly urged Israel to deconflict military operations against Hamas with humanitarian operations in order to avoid civilian casualties and to ensure humanitarian actors can carry out their essential mission in safety. That has not happened. And in just 6 months, more humanitarians have been killed in this conflict than in any war of the modern era.
The resolution may not be binding, but it's a sign of growing pressure on Israel over its actions.
Once it became clear that Israel may have been acting excessively, later still when it became just possible it was genocide, it was blindingly obvious that there should be a trial for accountability of crimes on both sides.
As the US and other Western allies continue to talk about pressurizing Israel to change its tactics, for those trapped in the middle of the conflict in Gaza, there appears to be no end in sight. Sonia Gallego, Al Jazeera.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.